Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tim Walsh coming to you live from the Illinois Fire Service Institute on the campus of the University of Illinois, where today we're going to be delivering holiday home fire safety. So we're going to let you get signed in. We're going to post today's handouts in the comments section. And today's training is a little different than other past trainings. This training is for citizens and firefighters. So we want you to be able to show this on your Facebook page at your firehouse, your community homepage in the city that you live in. We're going to give you some great tips, and the handouts on our website and in the comments section can be used for all your citizens. So get signed in, let us know where you're watching from. I'll be back with you in 1 minute. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tim Walsh coming to you live from the University of Illinois here at the Illinois Fire Service Institute, where today we're going to be talking about holiday home fire safety. So in the comments section, we posted handouts not only for fire departments, but for citizens all across the state of Illinois and in the local community. And the reason why is fire departments all across the country see an uptick in residential home fires, injuries, and deaths this time of year. So it's very important about the information that we're going to go over. I'm joined today by Lieutenant J.P. Childers of the Champaign Fire Department. He's going to be going over safety issues that are reflected in your home on a daily basis during the holiday season. So please pay attention, share this with your friends and family, and we're going to have a live burn at the end of today to also show you how we attack Christmas tree fires. So JP, come on in.
All right, thanks Tim. I'm J.P. Childers. I'm a fire service instructor with the Illinois Fire Service Institute. I teach primarily in the Fire Academy program, as well as the Engine Company Operations program and special event programs. I'm also a lieutenant with the City of Champaign Fire Department. And I just wanted to start out with some electrical safety for the holidays in your home. First of all, we should always use a ground fault circuit interrupter outlet. This type of outlet monitors the flow of electrical current coming in, and when it senses an imbalance, it will terminate the flow of current in the circuit and shut it down, thereby reducing a hazardous condition. I also wanted to talk to you about space heaters. These are intended only for temporary heating in small spaces. They're not intended for large area heating or permanent use. These are responsible for about 1/4 or 25% of the in-home holiday decorations fires that we experience in the fire service. The space heater must be kept away from anything flammable or combustible. You must also make sure that you don't use an extension cord with it at any time. Use only the cords that are provided with it, because overloading and overheating are what leads to the fire hazards that cause tragedies. In the event that the unthinkable does happen, you can never have too many smoke detectors in your home. We need smoke detectors placed in every sleeping area, as well in hallways and on every level of your home. The smoke detectors, if possible, should be hardwired and interconnected so that if one goes off, they all go off. In addition, we should also have functioning carbon monoxide alarms in our homes with good batteries and units that we know that are working correctly. These are supposed to be on every level of your home and also outside of sleeping areas. The carbon monoxide is an odorless and tasteless gas that cause 430 accidental deaths every year in America, as well as 50,000 hospitalizations. And one other tip about smoke detectors: when I go to bed at night, make sure you close your bedroom door. Something as simple as a residential bedroom door will stop the products of combustion and heat from entering to the room, and thereby give you a little more time to make an escape. And when I talk about escaping a fire in a home, I want 2 ways out of every single room. And I want a plan that I practice with my family on a routine basis, so that in the event something bad happens, we are alerted by the smoke detectors and we make a safe escape to a meeting place. Another fire hazard that's especially common during holiday times is the use of extension cords in the home. Make sure you're using an appropriate grounded extension cord. A properly grounded extension cord will have the ground plug on it. It will also have a UL tag describing what the use of the cord is. Make sure that you use heavier gauge outdoor use cords if you're lighting something on the outside of your home. Residential grade or indoor grade extension cords are at a thinner gauge of wire and are more prone to overheating if you don't use them in the appropriate way and thereby cause a fire hazard. During the holidays, a lot of people in America like to light candles for ambiance and for the scents that they can provide in your home. The open flame is a danger and a fire hazard at any time. So when we leave the room, we can't leave these open flames unattended. We must extinguish the candle. If we do choose to use candles to light our area or create ambiance, then make sure we use appropriate candle holders that give stability so the candles aren't likely to fall over. When I leave the room, again, I should extinguish it. But I also should make sure that it stays at least 1 foot away from any combustibles. Candles are responsible for 2 of every 5 holiday decoration home fires that we have. And the busiest time of year for that is right upon us, with Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve being the 3 busiest days of the year for these types of fires in the home. Smoking safety. If someone in your home is a smoker, then we have to be careful with smoking materials. There have been many tragedies associated with improperly disposed smoking materials. You must wet the butts of cigarettes or cigars and dispose of them appropriately, never leaving any matches or cigarette lighters out where children can access them. Something else we do in the holiday season when it's cold out is we like to use our residential fireplaces. Residential fireplaces that take wood are not as simple to use as stacking the wood in and lighting them. We have to have our flues inspected at least annually by a certified chimney sweep so that any cleaning and repairs can be made. Otherwise, we could have a very destructive and difficult fire for the fire department to extinguish. In addition, we can't just burn any type of wood that we want. We should limit our fuel source to wood that is at least 2 years old and seasoned and dried. We should also avoid softwoods like pine that have a high creosote content that can create a danger in your home. When I go to light my fire, I need to make sure that I open the damper to the fireplace completely so that smoke and fire gases don't fill my home. And I also want to build a top-down fire. A top-down fire burns more cleanly in your home and keeps the gases going up the flue. So you'll want the larger logs on the bottom, a couple of smaller logs across the top, newspaper or wadded up paper in the middle, and then covered by small kindling branches. And then I would use my lighter to light just the newspaper, and then I would back away and enjoy my fire. One other tip, never use any sort of flammable liquid inside your home for accelerating a fire. It can create a very dangerous and tragic situation for you. Another type of fire that we experience during the holiday season and a greater uptick are dryer fires. And the reason for that is lack of maintenance. You should have a qualified technician at least once a year come out and clean your flue for your dryer and also clean the dryer. Some things I can do at home to help me out is not overload the dryer with too many larger items, and also to clean the lint screen out that is present inside your dryer on a regular basis. One other tip, I want to make sure that I use a metal flue pipe for my dryer. The plastic ones that they sell can melt and actually contribute to the fire if you have a high heat condition from your dryer. So keeping this clean and using a metal flue pipe is the way to go for safety. Kitchen safety. During this time of year, you'll have many small visitors in your home potentially. And the last thing we want is a tragedy in the kitchen. While you're cooking, make sure you turn the handles of our pots or pans or skillets into the stove so that a small toddler or other child can't come by and grab the handle and pull the hot contents down upon themselves, creating a burn injury.
Hey JP, while you're moving over to the Christmas tree, and we're going to talk about Christmas tree safety now in the home, let's talk a little bit about what you covered just briefly. Let's talk about the NFPA acronyms, close before you doze, and EDITH, exit drills in the home. One more time before we talk about the Christmas tree.
Sure, absolutely.
Thanks,
Tim. Appreciate it. So close before you doze. It's a simple and easy way to remember to close the door when you go to bed. When you go into your sleeping area, close the door before you go to bed, because again, that will give you precious seconds to get out if you have a fire in your home. In addition to that, we got to make sure that we have smoke detectors outside your room and inside your room, so that creates a greater ability for you to be alerted of the fire. But definitely close before your doze. It will save your life if you have a tragedy in your home. Also, EDIF, exit drills in the home. These are things that you should do routinely with your family. You should have 2 ways out of every room. You should practice this, and you should also have a meeting place outside for the exit drills in the home.
Thanks, JP. Let's talk about Christmas tree safety, and then we'll get into showing people how dangerous live Christmas trees are that are not properly maintained.
Right, sounds great. Thanks, Tim. Christmas trees, often the focal point of many holiday celebrations in America. The Christmas tree here is a live Christmas tree, which means it was cut, and we have to maintain water in the Christmas tree base. Otherwise, the Christmas tree in a very short amount of time, maybe 2 or 3 days, can become completely dehydrated and be a real fire hazard in your home. So to make sure that situation doesn't happen, we cut off the bottom 2 inches of the trunk, and we ensure that there is always water in the stand at the bottom to make sure that the tree doesn't dehydrate prematurely. In addition, lighting. We all put lights on our Christmas trees. We want to make sure that we inspect every strand before we utilize it. We're looking for frayed or broken wires. We're looking for crimped wires or damaged lights. If we find that, we need to throw those strands away and not try to use them, because they represent a real fire hazard. Lastly, I don't want to overload the circuits in my home. A standard residential circuit is capable of supporting about 50 strands of mini lights, or 300 to 60 strands of the mini LED lights. So make sure that when you decorate your tree, you make sure all of the equipment is usable and in a safe condition, you protect your tree, and you don't overload the circuits in your home.
JP, thanks. That's great information. So what we're going to do now, everybody, is we're going to get all our demonstration equipment outside the building here. We're going to get JP and his crew geared up on the outside of the building. And then we're going to demonstrate just a simple tip over of a candle on an improperly maintained Christmas tree, our Christmas tree. So let's call it out right away here. This Christmas tree's been on our campus 2 weeks, and we have not watered it for this effect. This video that we're going to show you is not about fire attack. It's actually about properly maintaining your Christmas tree. So let me get everything closed up back here. We'll open everything back up in just 1 minute. And then I want to talk about our partners. All year here at the Illinois Fire Service Institute, we've been supported by our partners that help us deliver firefighter training to not only citizens, but firefighters all across the country. So today we're utilizing Scott Safety Systems, MSA, Pierce Fire Trucks, Kuriyama Fire Hose, Task Force Tips, Akron Brass, and Elkhart Brass. All those companies help us provide training to firefighters and people all across the country. So our guys are getting set up on the inside here. We're going to show you the candle being tipped over. We're going to simulate that by a firefighter just walking up to the Christmas tree using a candle. And then we'll show you the fire propagation inside the room and the fire attack. This is not a fire attack class. So for all you computer guys out there and girls that want to check us on our fire attack, this is about actually letting the Christmas tree burn to see the type of damage that can happen in your home. Most fire departments in the country respond in 4 to 6 minutes, which is a pretty good turnout time. But in rural areas, smaller communities, it could take up to 10 or 15 minutes depending on where you live. So the damage that can be caused by an improperly maintained Christmas tree or holiday decorations or a cooking fire in your home can be devastating to that family this time of year. So let me check with my guys here. We're going to walk to the front of the building here and make sure that they're ready to go. And then we'll get going. We're going to show you the stretch of the lead out here just so you can see it. It's already been dry stretched, and the line is charged on our brand new Pierce fire truck. We have a safety line on the other side. I'm trying to think of some other sponsors that we've used this year. Paratech delivers equipment here to the Illinois Fire Service Institute all across the country. Phillips 66 does technical training with us. So there are plenty of partners here at the Institute that we utilize. Let me just walk back to the door and check on the fellas. I'm gonna go off the camera for a minute, guys, just stand by. Okay, so the fellows are just coming out now and we'll get started. Like I said, we really are gonna just light the Christmas tree off with a candle and then we'll watch the fire as it progresses. Jake, you wanna get packed up for me so we can get inside and do this, please? The home furnishings that we have inside this building now are newer home furnishings. So your furnishings inside your home are all made from plastic and combustible products based from petroleum, so they burn very quickly. So the incidence of fires in homes now are a little bit less than when I first came on the fire department 30 years ago, but the fires burn much hotter and much faster now, causing damage much quicker and causing issues. That's why when JP was talking about close before you doze, it's very important to get that done. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go off camera now, we're gonna be silent for a few minutes so you can watch the fire growth inside the building as we get the Christmas tree lit, and then I'll narrate as we go on. As you can see, that fire was just lit from a candle, and it's already starting to bank down in less than 10 seconds. It's caught the couches and all the living materials inside the house. This is a very dangerous situation. This is a situation that you're not going to survive at home. That's why smoke detectors and making sure that Christmas tree is off when you're not home. Now, as you can see, the fire starts to consume all the furniture inside the house. You can see the thermal paint. And you can see where the smoke is. That's why we tell you when we have fire training all across the country that you need to crawl and get down low, because you're not going to survive. That thick, black, toxic smoke is all made from combustible material that's made from petroleum products. It's noxious, it will knock you out, and it's superheated gas. It's very hot, it will burn you, and you will not survive. So the fire is going pretty good. We're going to get our attack team in now to put the fire out. Attack the fire, guys. They're going to come in through the other side there, and we'll see them get a handle on this fire very quickly. See the conditions of the smoke changing as the firefighters apply water to the fire. We're going from a dark black, heavy sooty smoke to a white steam conversion smoke. And you can see that they're making good progress on that fire now. Ventilate the building, ventilate the building, ventilate the building. All right, we're gonna get a little more water on the fire here. Hey Keith, throw a little more on there, cool it down. Hey Keith, throw a little more water on that fire for me, buddy. And then we're going to get the building open up and we'll kind of finish. Come to this side because it's not going to live for us because it's so cold out, all right? Just come to the outside. Yeah, Jake, pop the roof too, will you? So JP's going to come outside with me now. He's getting his pack off now that the fire's under control. And we'll just kind of talk about what we did today. So can hear them still watching down the fire on the inside there. We're sending somebody topside to vent the roof. And this is a training prop. So this is just a contents fire. That's the difference between your fires that happen in your residential building and a fire here at the Illinois Fire Service Institute. This prop is built to sustain fire. The fire doesn't travel inside the prop. That was just a contents fire is what firefighters call it. So that was just 2 couches, an easy chair, and a Christmas tree burning in that building. And we had that volume of fire. Once the fire gets into the structure, it gets past your drywall and your plaster, then it becomes more cumbersome and harder for the firefighters to put out because the fire can run the attic space and the wall space and the void spaces in the building. JP, you coming out? JP, come on out on this side of the building. JP Childers? Go ahead and take your stuff off. So we're just going to kind of tidy up today. JP's going to go over a few highlights of what we talked about. We'll try to stay out of the smoke so that you can see us. But like I said, this is a live fire scene, so that's what we're doing. Hey, JP, could you please hit some of the highlights that we talked about today?
Sure. So if there were a couple of things that I would want you to go away home with today, it's taking care of your Christmas trees, exit drills in the home, having 2 ways out of every single room, and also making sure your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are functioning the way they should. Make sure you take care of your decorations and don't overload any outlets. You can have a safe and happy holiday.
Hey JP, thanks for a great training session today. Please remember, firefighters all across the country that are watching this, share this information in your local community. Share it on your Facebook page. Put it on your fire department webpage, on your community webpage. Let people know that we don't want to go to fires during holiday season. No firefighter does. But many people are killed or injured during the holiday season. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your communities. This is Tim Walsh coming live to you from the Illinois Fire Service Institute. We're done for this year. We appreciate everything you did for us, and we'll see you again next year. Happy holidays. Be safe.